Good evening, High Button sports fans. Welcome inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center for Maritime Major Girls Hockey action between the hometown Cape Breton Lynx and the visiting Greenfoot Capitals. Starting in goal for the Capitals tonight, number 30, Lauren Delaney gets the nod between the pipes. And at the other end of the ice for the Lynx, it is Abby Jessam who gets the call between the pipes for the Lynx today. Thrown down in behind the Lynx net. Now the Lynx try to break out of their zone, and here comes Angione, one-on-one. Angione elects to shoot. That's blocked by the defender there for the Capitals. Now McNeil has a look, finds Vickers. It's knocked off her stick, but she gets it back. But now the Capitals get it once again, but not able to get it past Vickers. She enters into the zone, tries to cut to the middle. Knocked off her stick. Down low. Lynx in a battle along the boards. Comes up to the top. Morrell throws that cross ice. Hits the board and out. Vickers once again keeping that play alive at the blue line. Thrown in behind the net. Up the wall now. Capitals trying to get out of their own zone. Can't get out. Lynx with the pressure. Now they'll try again. Here comes Dowling. Down the wall. Pushed to the outside by Morrell. Puck ends up in behind the Lynx goal once again. Morrell chips it along the half wall. Here comes Cremo. She's stopped there at the line by Walter. Capitals throw it back in, and they'll start a change. Dumped back in once again. Morrell rims it around. Capitals come up with it. Lynx will once again try to get out. McEachern can't get it off the wall. Now it's up top for Walter. Cross D-to-D pass for Leslie. She'll just soft chip it into the corner, and in around the net it goes. Now Vickers picks that up, and she'll skate it out now, trying to gain steam through the neutral zone. Cross ice feed just out of the reach of Isabelle Perouche. Caps once again try the attack. Beaton. Her shot off a shin pad into the cross corner. McClellan now in a battle there with Audet. Aggressive forecheck here from the Caps. Throw it out front. Jessam kicks that aside. Pinching in off the blue line now. Caps keep that play alive. Now the Lynx once again try to get it out. Not able to squeeze that pass. Jodry. Rimmed up the boards. Trying to get away is Austin. Closed in on quickly by the Capitals D. Now chipped out into the neutral zone. Goes the length of the ice. Not enough for icing. McClellan will try to chip it out. Not far enough. It's taken down on the boards there by Jodry. Lynx will try and reverse course now. Rimmed around the boards. Angione gets a hold of it. Watched closely there by a couple Capitals, so she'll chip that in deep and start a change for the Lynx. Caps reverse course themselves now. Gabriel pinches in off the blue line, keeping that play alive for the Cape Breton Lynx. However, clogging up the middle of the ice right now are the Capitals. Lynx not able to get on the inside just yet. Dumped in deep there by Brown. Reverse course. Chipped in deep. Gabriel watched closely there on the aggressive forecheck by the Caps. Driscoll. Played back. Now Kearney gets tied up with Cremo there in the middle of the ice. Morrell Cross ice feed just out of the reach of Madison McEachern. Top. Lynx now starting to get some offensive pressure. Vickers trying to find McEachern on the half wall. Broken up there now, chipped out, but Jade Vickers gains control, enters the zone once again, tries to find Cremo on the cross ice feed. Again, very active sticks from the Greenfoot Capitals in the middle of the ice so far. Cremo throws it down low. Broken up play. The Capitals will clear it out. Foot race now for it. Back there to get it is Morrell. Chipped off the boards, not far enough. Thrown back in deep there by the Capitals. Vickers doesn't like her options, so she'll turn back and try again. Now she'll chip it out into the neutral zone. Austin gets over the line, trying to beat her man out wide. Again, puck knocked off her stick into the corner, and battle now down low. Capitals trying to clear the zone once again, and they will this time. Oh, damn, McClellan collide. Oh, damn. Not able to get there. McClellan watched closely there on the hard, aggressive forecheck. Now she'll get it ahead for Angione. Angione shot off the shin pad there of Ellie Harland. Harland now will rim it around the boards. Chipped, and it will get out. McLean bobbles that puck a little bit with the Capitals pressing hard. Bria McClellan. She's also watched extremely closely there by Sydney Power. Lynx will get it out, dump it in, and give chase. Brown first on the forecheck. Squirts out loose in behind the goal of the Caps. To the line, but not out. Kept in by Gabriel now. Colliding there are the Lynx at middle of the ice, and great opportunity right there for Zara Prince, but a huge save by Abby Jessam. Prince on it still there for the Caps. Plays it up top now for Leslie. Shot. Turned aside again there by Jessam. Cremo tries to chip it to herself and give chase. She's rubbed out there along the boards by Kearney. And that will be holding is the call. Great burst of speed there by Cassie Cremo. She's able to draw the penalty out of Aislinn Kearney. And the Lynx will go to the power play, the first power play of the game. A power play clicking along at 22%. Good for third in the league currently. Going up against the third best penalty kill in the league of the Greenfoot Capitals, who have been efficient 90% of the time, killing penalties. They almost let one squeeze by there. Another penalty upcoming now to the Capitals. Lynx still in control. Gabriel, cross ice feed for Vickers. Back up top for Gabriel. Tries a one-timer, tip in front. Just goes a little wide of the net. Vickers in behind the net. Plays it back up top for Gabriel. She'll wind and fire. Just wide of the goal once again. Caps will touch up. Roughing is the call. And it will be going against Jessica Parsons. 5-on-3 opportunity now for the Lynx. It will be 5-on-3 for a minute 20. Prime opportunity here for the Lynx to strike. Angione Up top now for McNeil, or Gabriel, sorry. Shot turned aside there by Delaney. They'll play it back up top for Gabriel. Over for Angioni. Her shot goes wide. Vickers is the first one on it there for the Lynx. Back, cross ice feed for Angioni. Shoots up high and over the glass. And we will have can honestly say I don't know when I've seen this before, if ever. But two players whose helmets get tied up in front of the net, unable to separate from themselves, so hence the whistle from the referee to stop play. 52 seconds to go now in the 5-on-3 advantage for the Cape Breton Lynx. Draw one cleanly there by Cremo. Surveying the options now. Shot tipped in front, just wide. Lawand plays it back up top for McGinnis. Her shot not able to get through. It goes back to McGinnis. Now she'll just throw it in deep around the corner. Down for Lawand, Hillary Lawand. Thrown out front. Kick saved by Delaney. Over for McEachran. Shot, McGinnis off a shin pad into the corner. 15 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. That will escape the zone, and the Lynx will have to touch up. McEachran comes back in, cross ice feed. That's broken up. First penalty kill on a all alone. Huge save. Abby Jessam, a short-handed, dangerous opportunity by Haley Dowling. But Abby Jessam with a massive save on the penalty kill, on the power play. 35 seconds now in the power play for the Lynx. Vickers will skate it out into the neutral zone. Heads over the blue line. Her shot turned aside by Delaney. Now in behind the net it goes. McNeil for Angioni. Back for Angioni. Her shot doesn't get through. Ref lost track of it, so offensive zone draw coming up here for the Lynx. 7 seconds to go now in the man advantage. Parsons hoping to get sprung free, maybe on a breakaway. Avery McNeil in to take the draw for the Lynx. Won by the Capitals. Played off the glass, not out. Ref has the hand up. And a penalty coming up to the Lynx. It's going to go against Avery McNeil. Roughing will be the call. So in 1 second, the Greenfoot Capitals will have killed off the 5-on-3 and the 5-on-4. And then they will get to go their first chance on the power play. Power play only clicking at 3% right now, so an area that they certainly want to improve upon. And the penalty kill of the Lynx working at 83%. Good for 5th in the league. Lynx able to clear that down the zone. LaPierre sets up behind her own net. Thrown out for Payne. Payne is watched very closely there by Cremo. Payne pushed back into her own zone. Now she'll play it up the wall to LaPierre. Back for Payne. Played up top now. Now here comes Kearney. Kearney enters his own, stops up at the top of the circle, leaves it there for Parsons. She'll take a shot. That's blocked there in front by McLean. Wilkie walks in off the half wall. Her shot up and over the glass now, rimmed around into the opposite corner. McLean gives chase. She's able to play that puck up and out of the zone. Now here comes McEachern. Short-handed McEachern shot. Lauren Delaney. Square to the shooter, nothing to shoot at. Dangerous opportunities on the penalty kill for both teams so far in this one. 36 seconds to go in the power play now for the Greenfoot Capitals. Defensive zone draw coming up for the Caps. Caps win the draw cleanly, rimmed around the boards now. Up for Prince. Prince trying to find Beaton. They don't connect. Now they're pushed back into the neutral zone. Beaton loses it in her skates. Back up again now. Ten seconds to go in the power play. Puck in behind the Lynx net. Andrews not able to clear the zone. Harlan keeps that in at the line, throws it back in. Now teams back to even strength. Thrown out front. Lynx able to get it, skated through the neutral zone. Jayla Andrews chips it in deep. Hard after it there now, battling along the boards. And McNeil comes away with it. Over for McGinnis. Shot easily handled there by Lauren Delaney. 5-5 shots on goal. As we are still looking for our first goal in this one. These two teams very evenly matched. This is what we expected so far. Bobble at the line, coming away with it now is O'Day. Charlotte O'Day chips it in now, gives chase herself. Rims around the circle, another penalty coming up against Cape Breton once more. Hillary Lawand will go for 2 minutes or less for tripping. Lynx come into this game with a record of 5-3, or 4-4, excuse me. Caps trying to find the rhythm to break it out. And now they'll gain the zone with some steam. Kearney takes it out wide, throws it up top there for Parsons. She looks around. Cross ice feed for Kearney. Bounces off her stick into the neutral zone. LaPierre watched closely there by Layla Austin. Payne plays it ahead for Kearney. She enters the zone. Tries a cross ice feed. Off a skate in behind the net. Ella Driscoll. First one on it. She's got it again. Driscoll throws it back down low. Thrown out front. Knocked away by the Lynx penalty killing unit. 42 seconds now in the man advantage for the Capitals. Leslie. Her shot blocked there by Austin. Austin will skate it out of the zone. Gets to the red line, chips it in deep. Fresh penalty killing unit comes over the boards now for the Cape Breton Lynx. Dowling. Gets over the blue line. Stops up. Finds Ashbridge. Ashbridge, her shot turned aside by Jessom. Chipped up the wall. Team's back to even strength. And Gioni tries to play that puck forward, but is met by a couple Capitals players. Dowling circles the back of her net. Chips it up the boards, but Jade Vickers is there to break that play up. Knocked off her stick, now coming the other way. McHenry. McHenry walks around. Good stick poke there, and that's going to be another penalty call. And Gioni will go to the box for the Cape Breton Lynx for tripping. Third power play for the Capitals in this one. Penalties coming fast and furious now. But again, the Cape Breton Lynx come into this game with a record of 4-4. +3 goal differential. The Greenfoot Capitals just ahead of them in the standings with a record of 5-3 with a +8 goal differential. We thought this was going to be a tight game, and it has proven to be that so far. Right now, Capitals on their third power play of the game. Throwing on Nat Jessom. She'll jump on that and take the whistle. Draw coming up to the left of Abby Jessom. Driscoll wins it cleanly for the Caps. Up top now. Her shot, Jessom turns that aside with a clear view of it. Now Leslie throws it down low for Kearney. Back up top for Leslie. Over Parsons throws it down for Driscoll. Driscoll has it knocked off her stick, and Cremo is able to clear that. And Cassie Cremo, first one on it. Played across. Brown coming off the bench, intercepts that pass. Brown still with it now. She's got a couple Capitals watching her. Brown's shot turned aside by Delaney. Wilkie can't get it out. Kept in at the line there by McGinnis. Caps regroup in their own zone. Played ahead now for Kearney. Ahead for Parsons. Parsons has nobody as their teammates have started to change, so she'll rim it around. .15 seconds to go in the power play. Still looking for the game's first goal. Payne up top. Now they finally get it into the middle. Off the skate of Beaton. But she's watched very closely there in the crease by Danny Ray McGinnis. And Abby Jessom does a great job finding that loose puck to get the whistle. 2 seconds now in the Lynx penalty. As the face-off, will come to the right of Abby Jessom. Lynx win that. Angioni is out of the box, and the Lynx have successfully killed yet another penalty. Trying to get it out of the zone. Angioni breaks that up. Another penalty upcoming. This will be a tripping call against the Capitals as Angioni almost had a step, but trips over the stick of Carly Beaton. And now the Lynx will go to their third power play of the game. Cremo in to take the draw for the Lynx. She wins it cleanly back to Gabriel. Over for Vickers. Down for Angioni. Chips it back up top for Rylan Gabriel. She's watched closely. Vickers keeps that play alive with a good stick on the blue line. Gabriel over for Vickers. Thrown out front. Cremo not able to get a stick on it. It bounces into the corner. Two Lynx players now trying to dig that free. It does finally come free on a Cremo now. Out front, McNeil. Can't get the handle on it. And the Capitals are able to clear the zone. Caps try to get a break, but it's good back pressure by the Lynx. And here comes Cremo. 1 minute now left in the power play and 45 seconds to go in the period. Caps clear it down. Good pressure here by the penalty killers. Now just trying to kill the clock there. Zara Prince has the puck jammed up against the board. Now it comes loose. 20 seconds to go in the period. Here's Hillary Lawand. She's knocked off the puck. Shot on the Lynx, tipped in front. What a tip in front. Not quite sure just yet whose stick that went off. May have went off a Cap stick. But a beautiful tip in front. It goes up and over the block as Lauren Delaney is going down. That puck goes up. And looks like they're talking to Hillary Lawand. Might be her goal. And after 20 minutes of play, a late tally by the Cape Breton Lynx. And they will head to the dressing room with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. We will be back after this brief intermission. Welcome back to the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for second period action here between the hometown Cape Breton Lynx and the visiting Greenfoot Capitals. After 20 minutes of play and a very late goal, the Cape Breton Lynx lead the Capitals 1-0. Shots tied 8 apiece. And after a steady parade to the penalty box in the first period, both teams will start this one at even strength. Now, Caps throw it out front. Not able to tip it home there was O'Dane. O'Dane, my apologies. Now the Lynx on the forecheck. Lawand. Good work along the boards, keeps that play down low. And the announcement comes over the big screen here. Too many men on the ice, the call for the Lynx. So just like that, Caps will go back to the power play. But if you recall, if you were watching, you would have seen the goal there late in that first period by the Lynx. A beautiful tip in front. Turns out it went off. It did indeed go off a Cap stick. So the goal has been credited to Danny Ray McGinnis. Any way you slice it, Lynx up by 1. But the Caps back to the power play now. Kearney throws it out front. Good stick there in the lane by the Lynx. Now they try to skate it out. Cremo gets over the blue line. Deep down into the corner, but here comes Ellie Driscoll. But it's knocked off her stick by Perouche. Kearney gets over the blue line. Stops up. Looks for her options. She'll find Wilkie. Down low for Parsons. Parsons not able to get it, but it ends up on the stick now of Driscoll. Lynx knocked that out into the neutral zone. LaPierre retreats for the Caps. Watched closely there by Perouche. Now Vickers. She'll try and get it out, and she will successfully get it out and skate it out. 2-on-1 now for the short-handed Lynx, trying to find Julia Brown. Not able to do so. Headman pass there, not able to connect with it was Sydney Power. Up top for LaPierre. Good stick by Brown there to disrupt that play. Jodry. Top shot. Doesn't get through. Hits a couple shin pads in front of Jessom. But it's played back up top now. Shot fires. Scores. Marley Payne for the Greenfoot Capitals with a laser beam from the point. And it goes up and over the glove of Abby Jessom. And the teams exchange power play goals. And just like that, we've got ourselves a tie hockey game. Payne on the power play for the Capitals has tied this game up. Dumped in again there by the Capitals. Back to Trevitt now for the Lynx. McLean, she's watched closely there on aggressive forecheck by the Caps. Turned over now by the Lynx. Shot. Jessom will hold on to that and get the face-off. Face-off will come to the right of Abby Jessom. Avery McNeil for the Lynx in to take the draw against Carly Beaton of the Capitals. Caps win the draw. Shot up and over the glass. Bobble along the boards. Now it'll get out into the neutral zone. Caps skated into the zone, led by Kelly. Bobbles at the blue line. Now she'll throw it in deep in behind the net. McGinnis back to retrieve it for the Lynx. Chips it out of the zone. Now McGinnis will try once again. Lead pass broken up there on the red line by Wilkie. She'll try a shot that's blocked and turned away. McEachern gets to the red line, dumps it in. Cremo off the bench. Bobbles the puck at the half wall. Comes out. Now the Caps, if they hurry, will have an odd man rush. Jodry, her shot turned aside by Jessom. Pass broken up there, and Payne will whip it right back in to the Lynx territory. Behind the net it goes. Vickers is there to retrieve it for Cape Breton. Rims it around the boards, but it's kept alive by Payne right back down behind the Jets, or the Lynx, territory. Thrown out front for Payne. Payne not able to get herself turned around. Now she gets the puck back once again. Thrown down low for Ashbridge. That's off the shin pad of Vickers into the corner. Now Angioni will try and clear the zone. Not able to do so. Cremo overskates the puck. Shot on goal. Jessom will grab that one as well. As Eleanor McHenry tries her lock, but Abby Jessom again. Square to the shooter. And is able to gobble that up. Lay lost and in to take the draw now for the Cape Breton Lynx. They've been under siege here for the last couple minutes. As the shot total now starting to mount in favor of the Caps. 12-8. Lynx yet to record a shot on goal this period. Now played up into the neutral zone. Leslie off the glass, over McClellan's stick and down in behind the goal. Rimmed around the boards. Leslie pinches in off the line for the Caps and keeps the play alive. Driscoll chips it into the corner and she gives chase herself. Now battle along the boards down low. Driscoll working it down low. Watched closely there by Austin. Now Bria McClellan chips it ahead for Angioni. She's not able to clear the zone as the Caps throw it right back in down low. Now rimmed around. Andrews chips it for Angioni, who then chips it deep into the zone. Parsons ahead for Kearney. She'll chip it past Vickers. And she's in a battle now with Morrell in the corner. Lynx come away with it. Here's Austin. Head of steam over the blue line. Layla Austin loses the handle on it. And it's played ahead. Caps try to throw that in down low. Not able to do so, but high stick is the call. The puck was played with a high stick, not the penalty call. So the face-off will come inside, deep inside the Jets or the Lynx territory. Avery McNeil in to take the draw for the Cape Breton Lynx. She'll be able to win it. Played ahead now. Here's Lewan over for Brown. It's offside. Julia Brown just half a stride ahead of Hillary Lewan. And offside is the call. Face-off coming just outside the Capitals' territory. Lynx try to throw it back in deep. Harlan back to retrieve it for the Caps. Plays it along the wall for Prince. She's able to find Power, who chips that in deep. Back to get it now is Gabriel. It's chipped off her stick. Thrown out front, but blocked in front there by McGinnis. Now, 2-on-1 developing for the Lynx the other way. Here they come. McEachern shot off the post. Will she get it back? Now the Caps try to turn it up the other way. Penalty coming up. As we've got a group of players, it will be going against Cape Breton, and they will finally touch up. As it'll be Rylan Gabriel getting the gate for the Lynx. And the power play for the Caps will go back to work. Already a power play goal in this period to tie the game up. And they'll get to try it again. Kearney's shot turned aside by Jessom. Lynx try to reverse course, try to get it out, and they will. Chipped out, Layla Austin on her horse down to get it. Rimmed around the boards. Austin still on it, trying to kill the clock now. Thrown back in deep by the Lynx, and the Caps have to regroup and retreat. LaPierre, heavy hit in behind the goal. Arm goes up. This one is going to go against Cape Breton as well. Kearney. Thrown out front. The Lynx will touch up. Body contact, the call. As Layla Austin collides with, I believe it was Ella Driscoll in behind the Caps net. Now it's a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Caps. We saw one in the first period early on for the Lynx. Now the Caps will get their turn on the 5-on-3 for a minute. Vickers back to get it. She gets worked on by a couple of Caps. In to help now is McNeil. Puck comes free. Up top now the Caps try to get set up. It's Wilkie. Back for Wilkie. Throw it out front. Broken up there by McGinnis. 33 seconds now in the 5-on-3. Parsons shot. Jessom the save. Whistle goes. And the puck ends up over in the corner. Furious action in front of Abby Jessom. Great job by the penalty killing unit for the Cape Breton Lynx. 24 seconds now to go in the 5-on-3 advantage for the Greenfoot Capitals. Julia Brown in to take the draw for the Lynx. But it's won cleanly by the Caps. Up top now, Wilkie. Cross-ice feed for Jodry. Now, again, battle ensues in the corner. One penalty done. 55 seconds to go. Gabriel's out of the box. Shot. Goes wide, rims around the boards. Wilkie's there to keep it alive. Down for Kelly, who loses the handle, so the Caps will have to regroup. They try to soft chip it in, but McGinnis is there. Rims it around, and it gets out of the zone. 30 seconds now in the man advantage. Payne. Cross ice feed, nobody there. So McLean will throw that back in deep. LaPierre winds it back up. Over for Payne. She'll skate it through the neutral zone and gain the offensive zone. Throws it on Abby Jessom. She'll get a glove on it. And 3 seconds to go now in the man advantage for the Caps. Big kill here if the Lynx can finish the job. Madison McEachern in to take the face-off, and she'll win it back. Huge face-off win, penalty killed. Teams back to even strength. Still battling down low now, McClellan. She'll get it in behind the goal. Tries to reverse it there, but Kearney was there to stop it. Out front for Driscoll. Up top for Leslie. She'll try to play it through, but it's off a Lynx stick. Back into the neutral zone and dumped right back in by the Caps. McClellan chips it up for Perush. Head now for McEachern. Another penalty upcoming. This one will go against the Capitals. As Madison McEachern gets upended in a puck battle. It'll be Ella Driscoll going to the box. And they're saying 4 minutes for tripping. So the Lynx power play will go back to work. 4 minutes for the power play unit. Another penalty upcoming to the Caps. McNeil worked hard there by Ashbridge. Head contact upcoming. And we'll get another 5-on-3 opportunity. This one for Cape Breton. Beatrice Ashbridge heading to the penalty box. Massive opportunity here now for the Cape Breton Lynx to jump ahead in this one. Cremo, McNeil, and Gioni, the forward group on for the Lynx. Gabriel and Vickers on the point. It's back to Vickers over for Angioni. Her shot whistles it wide. Vickers picks it back up for Rylan Gabriel over for Angioni. Her shot kicked aside once again by Delaney. Back down low it goes. Angioni plays it up top for Gabriel. Over for Vickers. Her shot goes off a shin pad up and out of play. .253, 57, pardon me, on the Driscoll 4-minute penalty. 1:26 to go on the Ashbridge tripping call. Lynx win the draw. Little too good. Out into the zone. Gabriel comes back in, leaves it up top now for Vickers. Back down for Gabriel, over for Angioni. Jumps over her stick. And she's back with it again now. Gabriel to Angioni. Shot. off the chest protector of Delaney. Lynk still in control. And Gioni will try that again. Once again, she'll miss the net, and it'll go all the way back down into the Lynx territory. Played ahead for Brown. Knocked off her stick, back into the neutral zone. Almost too many men on the ice call there. Now Vickers plays it ahead for McNeil. Jumps over her stick. 25 seconds to go now in the minor. Cleared but not out. Kept alive by McGinnis. Her shot. That doesn't get through. Bounces off. Couple shin pads into the corner. Now McClellan battling in the corner. Lynx come out with it. Shot scores! Julia Brown steps out of the corner and rips one. Top shelf, short side on Lauren Delaney. And that will be a power play goal. For the Lynx. And they still have a minute and a half to go on the man advantage. Puck there played with a high stick, so we'll have the face-off come outside the Lynx territory. Julia Brown absolutely rifles one into the top corner. And the Lynx hit pay dirt on the power play. Up top, kept in by McGinnis. She'll walk on one. That goes up and over the net. Now puck squirts free on the other side. Ashbridge. Throws it down low. Dowling. Dowling now. Walks out. Shot! Turned aside there. Now McGinnis plays it ahead for Austin. Cross ice feed for Angioni. She can't get by O'Dan. And it's thrown back in. Gabriel can't keep it in as it gets back down into Lynx territory, and Jade Vickers winds it up. Coming through the neutral zone, she gains over the blue line. Knocked off her stick. Kearney tries to chip it out. Doesn't make it. Now thrown up, offside. Delayed offside, but now Cremo. She'll chip that in deep. Harlan goes back to retrieve it for the Caps. Delaney will cover that up. We'll get a face-off. 4:39 to go in the second period. These teams have traded power play goals here in the second period. As the Cape Breton Lynx up 2-1 on the Capitals. Shots now as the Lynx have started to climb the shot total category themselves. 16-13 in favor of the Caps. Battle down low. McNeil not able to win it. Caps not able to get it out. It's kept in at the line there by McClellan. Thrown out front. Cremo gets a stick on it, and it's a big save there by Delaney. Caps throw it down low. LaPierre. Low for power, thrown out front. Bria McClellan there to break it up. Now it's tipped off her stick and doesn't miss the net by much, so McClellan will try once again. Head for Peru. She's not able to control it, so down the ice it goes. Icing will be the call. Driscoll in to take the draw against Cremo. Lynx win it. Battle along the wall. Cape Breton will come away with it and they'll clear the zone. Leslie tries to throw it back down deep, but it's broken up at the line there by McLean. Now the Caps will throw it back down. Kearney throws that in deep. McClellan in around, rims it around the boards for Lawan, not able to get it out. Now Driscoll. She loses the handle on it as it's knocked off her stick by Perush. Cassie Cremo goes the other way, takes a heavy hit. And that will lead to a penalty call coming up against the Capitals. Body contact is the call. Sadie Walter to the penalty box. Lynx will go back to the power play. Able to score on our last one. Turned into be an extended one, and they made it count. Speaking of make it count, the Capitals clear the zone. Angione, head for Vickers. Tries to get a step on Wilkie, but it's cleared away. Austin leaves it there for Gabriel. Back down the wall now for Angione. Up top for Gabriel. She'll wind and fire. Make this way to the net, but Delaney's got it covered. Just over 2 minutes now to go in the second period. Cassie Cremo out there to take the draw for Cape Breton. Draw one cleanly there, though, by Jawdry. And the Caps are able to get it out. Not able to get it completely down into the Lynx territory, but now they will. Reversed for Vickers. She'll play it ahead now as Angione picks up the loose puck in the neutral zone. Leaves it up top now, Gabriel. She'll wind and fire. Delaney will find that through traffic and make the save. .54 seconds left in the Lynx power play. Scramble draw, and it comes back up top for Brown. Over for McGinnis. For McEachran, who spins off, throws it back up top for Danny Ray McGinnis. Over for Brown. Brown shoots off a shin pad of LaPierre and into the corner. McClellan loses the handle on it behind the net. Capitals gain control, and they're able to clear it down the ice. Brown. Played ahead for Austin. Austin's watched closely there by O'Dane. Austin chips it ahead now for McClellan. Team's back to even strength. Knocked down by McEachran, throws it out front, but broken up play there by LaPierre. Offsides the call. .23 seconds to go here in the second period. As the face-off will come outside the Lynx territory. McHenry and McNeil line up for the draw. Caps control. Chip it in deep. McHenry gives chase. Battling in behind the boards with Vickers. Vickers able to play that puck up. And that will do it here. After 40 minutes of play, these teams exchange goals in the second period, which means the Cape Breton Lynx, after 40 minutes of play, hold a 2-1 lead on the Greenfield Capitals. And we will be back with third period action right after this brief intermission. And welcome back in Member 2, Sport and Wellness Center. As we are ready here now, third period action underway between the Cape Breton Lynx and the Greenfoot Capitals. Been a tight checking affair here this afternoon. Very close matchup as we expected it would be between these two teams. And right now the Cape Breton Lynx clinging to a 2-1 lead as we head for the third period. Another penalty upcoming here. That has been the story of this game. Layla Austin will go for interference as she knocks the stick out of the Capitals players. Lots of penalties in this one. Lynx bench looking for a little bit of an explanation. Not liking the explanation they get, but nevertheless, Caps on the power play. Thrown down low and out front. Jessom tries to grab it, not able to get there. Now Avery McNeil in a battle along the boards, pops out for the Caps. Sticky ice. Almost was favorable for the Lynx, not quite as the Caps now. Thrown out front, Jessom jumps on top of it. So again, the ice still a little wet here as we start the third period. Almost caused the Caps a little mix-up there on the blue line, but they were able to regain control and get it down low. Abby Jessom has been good here this afternoon for the Lynx, and she once again comes up with a big save. Lynx coach now once again having a say here with the official, looking for explanation on a couple of calls. I'm not a lip reader, but from up here, just some of the actions and gestures, possibly looking for an explanation on why the penalty was called in the first place. There's 1:25 to go in the penalty. And we'll get back into game action. Lynx control off the draw. McClellan rims it around for Brown. Brown takes a heavy hit there. No arms go up. Caps still in control now on the power play. Payne. She's got the lone goal for the Caps so far, which came on the power play in the second period. Plays it down for Driscoll. Head up for Driscoll. Fires one cross crease. Nobody home, ends up back on the point now. The Caps work it back down low. Leslie circles the top. Throws it in front for Driscoll, but broken up play there by the Lynx, and they'll clear it down the zone. Delaney out to play it. Gabrielle LaPierre will start it up for McHenry. Up for Parsons, she misses that. And icing will be the call. So Parsons, who was trying to get a change, will actually have to come back out on the ice for the icing call. 18 seconds now left in the Cape Breton Lynx penalty. Payne Watched closely by McEachern, so she has to turn around and buy herself some time. And she'll do just that. Now she weaves through the neutral zone, winds up, takes a shot. That goes wide. Team's back to even strength. Lead pass from McEachern, tipped ahead now for Austin. Fresh out of the penalty box, Layla Austin. She's watched closely there by the Caps defender. Thrown up top, Morrell. Her shot is tipped in front by McEachern. Now Ashbridge picks it up for the Caps, chips it ahead for McHenry. She'll play it ahead now for Dowling, who will chip it into the corner. Her and Vickers come together in the corner. Puck squirts free, but Austin there. Good layers now by the Lynx. Dowling picks it back up top for Harland. Down for Dowling. Morrell gets a stick in the lane and knocks that puck away. McEachern ahead for Vickers. Just a touch too late and delayed offsides the call, so they'll have to touch up. Lynx chip it in deep. Angioni gives chase. But the Caps once again will get it out. Now Kelly. She'll try it down low. It rimmed around. O'Dane throws it back down around. Angioni comes down to try and play that puck out. Lynx will try once more. Cross ice feed, hits a skate. Now McClellan will get a hold of it. Doesn't get the red line, so that will be an icing call against the Lynx. .35 to go here in the third. Cape Breton still clinging to a 1-goal lead. As Jodry loses that face-off, and the Lynx now try to rim it around and get out of the zone. Lawand pinned it against the boards there by Prince. So the Lynx will try to reverse course. Not able to get it out on the other side now. Prince once again with it for the Caps. Watched closely by McClellan down low. Thrown out front. That shot off the stick of McLean and up and over the net now. Walter will throw it back down deep. Caps looking to get control now. Now McClellan will try and pin it along the wall. But that will squirt free. Up top for Walter. Her shot hits a tip in front. Not played by a high stick. Good reactionary save there by Jessam. Ozone time now starting to mount for the Caps. Lynx not able to get it out. Walter pinches in, but now Julia Brown in a foot race for it. Caps defenseman Leslie is there to take it, and now she's got a burst of steam through the neutral zone, gets over the blue line, and she'll get in down low. Throws it in front, but the Lynx able to clear. Now the Caps will play it back deep into their own territory. Kearney over the blue, cuts into the middle. Takes a shot, goes off a shin pad into the corner. Still with it down low now. Perush. Cross ice feed. No one there, but Perush will win it once again. McEachern up top for Morrell. Morrell will leave it there for Vickers. Vickers, nice little move. Her shot up and over the crossbar. Kearney not able to get it out. Morrell keeps that play in. Morel once again on the blue line, keeps that in and throws it back down low. Cremo in a foot race for it, but the Caps will control and they're able to chip it out of play. Morel will retrieve it for the Lynx and wind it up. Through the neutral zone, Morel. Vickers. Jammed up along the boards here once again. Back down low, now Harlan. Reverses for Wilkie. Spits out Angioni. Picks that puck up. Tries to throw that in deep, but not able to get there. 2-on-1. Prince over the blue line. Her shot hits a stick and goes wide. Once again, the Caps try to play it back to their defense, but it's able to skip out of the zone, and the Caps have to retreat. A lot of players on the ice here wearing a white jersey. Has almost got caught on a line change there, but no call coming. Walter tries to shake Angioni. Now it's played ahead. Dowling heads over the blue line. Tries to beat McClellan on the wide side. Thrown out front. And it's poked away out of harm's way, but Caps still in control. Dowling. Down low for McHenry, but the puck comes loose. And Mary McLean able to clear that out. This is going to be a little too much, as icing is the call. Capitals pressing for the tying goal. Face-off coming to the right of Abby Jessom. Layla Austin in to take that draw. The Caps, though, they control that. Just tipped up and over the net. Now trying to start a cycle game are the Caps. Good defensive layers by the Lynx, able to break that up. O'Dane throws that down low. Puck comes free. Now the Lynx try and reverse it and bring it up the other side. Bria McClellan ahead for Brown. She chips that out of the zone. Not far enough. It's a quick up here. Here's O'Dane for the Caps. O'Dane scores! On a quick transition play by the Greenfoot Capitals, Charlotte O'Dane is able to bury it, and we've got ourselves a tie hockey game. As O'Dane puts it just between the pads of Abby Jessom. And with 10:30 to go, we have ourselves a tie hockey game. Kearney's shot blocked. Lynx now trying to get it out, not able to do so. Kearney to Driscoll, that shot is blocked as well. Now Lewan will try to get it out, but here comes McGinnis. Shot from a tough angle, turned aside by Delaney. Driscoll picks it up behind her own net. The Lynx take away the half wall, and Cremo. She can't get it down low, but now Payne will try and reverse it for Kearney. First on it there is Vickers. Keeps the play alive in the offensive zone for the Lynx. Now able to skate it out. Here's Jessica Parsons. She loses the handle on it, and McEachran will go the other way. Chipped in deep. McEachran and Harland in a battle. Morel thinks about chipping in. Decides not to. Caps throw it down. It goes by Vickers, so no icing on the play. Up top now, Austin. has Perouche. Perouche can't get any further, although the Caps now try to play it out. Good layers there as Layla Austin now wins the puck in the middle of the ice. Tries to step around Wilkie. Kept in at the line there by Bria McClellan. McLean tries to throw that out front. Doesn't get there. McClellan. Last one back. Headmans the puck. Here's Andrews. Back for McClellan. She'll throw it on net. Now McLean. Knocked off her stick into the neutral zone. Jodry in a foot race with McClellan. McClellan pokes that off her stick. The Caps now back in the offensive zone. Here's Prince. Throws it down low for Power. Power back on it, and Prince and Power as the puck gets lost under a couple players. 7:42 now left in the third period in a tie hockey game. Excellent battle going on here in member 2 between these two teams. You think this is good? Well, then have we got a treat for you. These two teams get to do it all over again tomorrow morning at 10:30. And you can catch all the action here on High Button Sports. But still got lots of game left here. And a bang play in front of Abby Jessam. And it ends up on the stick of Sydney Power. And she'll bang it home. That'll be Sydney Power's first goal as a member of the Capitals, as the coaching staff ask for the puck. Now the Lynx, for the first time this afternoon, are trying to play catch-up. Up top, thrown out front, tipped back into the corner. Asbridge. 3-on-2 starting up for the Caps. Shot from the wide side goes off. Jessam, it's underneath Jessam. She'll close the legs on that one. Ever so close to almost going over the line, but Abby Jessam finds it at the last second and keeps it out. We're in for a furious finish in this one. 3-2, the Caps have jumped out to their first lead of the afternoon. Jade Vickers with a head of steam over the blue line. They're able to get it out. Morrell has it knocked off her stick. An aggressive forecheck now starting for the Caps. Dowling out front. One-timer by Ashbridge. Doesn't miss by much. Caps still control up top now for LaPierre. Down the half wall. Ends up back up top on the stick of LaPierre. She'll skate it in. Now she'll dump it in. Rimming around the boards. Comes out to Vickers. She can't get it past Payne. Payne, top of the circle shot off her own player and no further. Perouche chipped it for McEachern. 2-on-1 developing now. McEachern and Vickers. Over for Vickers. Vickers shot. Save Delaney. McEachern missed out on a rebound right there. Now the Caps pick it up once more. Austin takes away the half walls, chip back down low for McEachern. She'll reverse for Austin. McLean thinks about jumping in, but Caps control. Kearney, 1-on-2s, tries to split the D. Kearney, penalty coming up against the Lynx. Hooking will be the call. And it will go against Bria McClellan. Big kill coming up here for the Cape Breton Lynx. Down by 1, 5:26 to play. Looking for an equalizer, but they got to kill off a penalty first. Caps control off the draw. Wilkie gets to the middle of the ice, throws it out front. Driscoll's shot. Scramble in front of Jessam, and it ends up in the corner. The Lynx will come away with it. Brown. Her pass intercepted there, and Driscoll with it once again down low. Up top now for Leslie. She'll play it over for Wilkie. Here's Brown. Now she'll get it out of the zone. Lynx will get a fresh penalty killing unit out there now. Leslie skates it into the zone for the Caps to try and get set up. Jodry throws it down low for Power. Power right now with the go-ahead goal. Thrown out front, good stick there by the penalty killing unit. The Lynx unable to clear the zone just yet. Payne. Fans on the shot and is watched closely there by Austin. Vickers will skate it out of the zone. She'll chip it in, and Vickers will be the first one on it. 28 seconds left in the power play. 3:51 to go in the game. Lynx looking for the equalizer. Now here's Morrell. Thrown up top. Gabriel is all alone. Perush throws it in deep. Penalty is over. Team's back to even strength. Here comes Kelly for the Caps. Chipped it past the defenseman McGinnis and gives chase. Beaten up top. Off the stick and out of the zone. McEachern almost had a step, but the Caps get it back into the zone. McGinnis played ahead for McEachern. Thrown in the middle of the ice into a sea of white shirts. Now the Caps will get it cross ice, and Wilkie will skate it out. Thrown in behind the net, McLean. Cremo chips that up. Caps just throw it right back in. McClellan back to retrieve it for the Lynx. Thrown along the wall, now Angione tries to get it out. She'll get it far enough that the Caps will have to touch up. Up the middle. Blocked there by the Lynx. Down low. Angione will try again. Doesn't get far enough now. Under 2 to go. Lynx under pressure in their own zone, trying to get it out. McLean over for Austin. Ahead for Angione, but again, she's watched closely there by a bunch of Capitals. Kept alive at the line there by Gabriel, now down low. McNeil tries to work that. Caps will clear. 1:15 to go. Vickers has it knocked off her stick. Kearney in hot pursuit of Vickers. Now Layla Austin will give it a shot. 1 minute to go in the third period. Cape Breton looking for the equalizer. Can't get out of their own zone. Kearney throws it down low. Out front for Driscoll. Her shot doesn't make it to the net. Now it's up top for LaPierre. Shot through, tipped in front. 35 seconds to go. Puck in behind the Lynx net. Gabriel, head for Angioni. She can't corral it, and Kearney comes away with it. Good pressure here late from the Caps, not letting the Lynx get out whatsoever. And with 5 seconds to go, the Greenfoot Capitals, with a late push in the third period, come from behind, and they will take this one by a score of 3-2. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast of High Button Sports, bringing you the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League. Once again, these two teams will once again battle it out tomorrow morning here in Membertou, 10:30 your start time. And yes, you can catch all the action here on High Button Sports. We thank you for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow.